Hello Down Ampney. Today we are going to have a look at doing our orange foxes drawing tutorial. So what you'll need for this one is some paper, your worksheet, black pen, pencil, rubber, and then in terms of colours you should have a couple of oranges, a red, yellow, brown, purple, and if you've got it this kind of nice ochre colour. I can't remember whether we've got those or not, but no worries if we don't, because we can try and make it with yellows and browns anyway. Okay, so the first shape we're going to be trying to create is our first basic shape here. So we're going to start by doing this circle which will form the head. Okay, then there's a kind of squashed oval shape directly next to it and a kind of ellipse shape down the bottom, which will form the tail. Okay. As we've done with all of our tutorials, I always just say use your pencil really lightly so we can make changes when we get to the pen stage. And I don't ever really draw any of these shapes in one go. I often do it in lots of little lines. And that helps me kind of make sure they're in the right place. Now the bottom ellipse sits over the top of this oval here. I think ellipse is the right word. There we go. So take your time. What I've also done with this composition, I've kind of cheated a bit and helped, because he's a snuggled up fox, so we don't have to worry about all his legs and things, because his big bushy tail does everything for us. So right, so then I'm going to put in the detail in the head shape circle there. So there's just guidelines directly down the middle, put across through the circle, and then another little circle which will just help us form the face at the end there. So we should have this basic shape now. Remember, you can pause the tutorial and catch up. Don't worry if it's going too fast, maybe watch it, pause it, do this bit, or rewind it back if you want to. So we're going to move on to this stage now. So this bit has some more detailing on the face, and then we've added in the ears as well. So the cross that we put down the circle tells us which quarter, the top two quarters, so we need to put the ears in here. You can just put a kind of triangle shape in there. And on there, and then this starts to help us to work out how the nose is formed. So what I've done here is I've put a triangle that starts sort of halfway down this line here and then goes to the sides of the circle that we put in for the nose, and then join it up, and that gives us a little guide for where his nose is going to be. Okay, so again, really light pencil marks because a load of these will be erased. Okay, we're ready for moving on. We should have something that looks like this. Next stage, we are using our guides that we've just put in to put in some detail where our eyes and our nose is going to be. So I would start with the nose, because this cross here will tell you exactly where you want your nose to be. And the nose is kind of a little upside down triangle shape really. And then that helps you start to form his little face And then what we can do is we can use our nose to give us an idea. If we follow it up with a little line, roughly it tells us from the edge of the nose where our eyes are going to be. So I'm just putting in 2 little circles at the moment for the eyes, and we'll work out a bit more detail in a minute. So you can already start to see our little fox is forming. Okay. Now foxes have got a kind of, whilst we've started with a circle, they've got quite a boxy shaped face. So we're going to put in some lines in the next drawing to kind of help us work out how their cheeks might form, because they're not actually round. So, but we're going to use this as a bit of a guide. So I'm just going to come out here from our little nose. To give us an idea about how his cheeks might be. And now is the time that you can start thinking about how your detail on your eyes might go as well, because foxes have got quite beautiful eyes, a bit like cats probably. So put in, use your little circles as a guide, but otherwise they got put in the sort of the lines around the eyes. Okay, and when we go in with our pen, it's really important we leave that glistening bit of light, again, like we've done in all of our drawings, to really make the eyes look realistic. What we can start to think about as well now is how our fox's face and its nose starts to look. So we can pull up these lines here and kind of come around to start to think about forming some sort of eyebrows and face shape. And then some detail in our ears as well. So this line we're going to erase, but we want to make sure we've got some detail in our ears. So it might be quite sort of black fur and fluff that goes in there, but that's fine. Okay, we don't need to do a huge amount with the body, but one thing we do need to do is put in this little line here, joining up where we put our 2 basic shapes. So that's going to basically form our neck, and that just goes in there. Okay, because a lot of the work with this drawing actually comes from picking out the lines that are the important ones. So if we're all together, we should have something that looks a bit like this one here. Now I'm going to go in with my pen. And again, just be really cautious not to go over every single line. Use the bottom drawing as a guide to tell you which lines you want to keep. So we want to keep the outside of our ears, but we don't want to draw a line around there, but we want to put in that detail in the middle of our ears. We want to go across the top of the head and around the other ear. I'm just using little marks in the ears to give an idea that they're fluffy. And the same for when I go around the side of the face. I never use straight lines if I've got an animal that's fluffy and has got kind of long fluffy fur. Now with the face, we want to make sure our little nose is coloured in. Now you can go up with a really light kind of almost dotted line. And then with the eyes, really important to go around those beautiful eyeliner bits, but make sure that we leave that light in the top of the eye. I need some whiskers. Right, now this is also important. When we go around our tail, we need to make sure that this is the line that overlaps that bottom oval. And all I'm doing is using really sort of sketchy flicks with my pen. Again, to give an indication of how fluffy and brush-like that tail is. Okay, foxes have quite a white nose and a white face as well, so I'm just going to put in a little line there so that I know when I'm using my colours that bit absolutely needs to be white. There we go. So I think I'm ready to pull out the pencil now. So get your rubber when you're ready. And it should just take out all of those guidelines that we put in to start with, because we put them in really lightly so we can take them out without any trouble. There we go. So super important when you're doing fur is to use your pencil in the direction of the fur. So for example, if I was going up the nose, I would be going up in short, because the nose on the fur on the nose is much shorter than the fur around the face, on the edges, or around the tail. So I use short strokes with my pencil and in the direction that that fur would be going. If I started colouring this way, it would look really bizarre. So short strokes, and again around the eyes, short fur around the eyes. I'm doing this quickly, but you guys take your time. What we're going to do as well is we're going to layer up some colours. So I'm starting to go and work in longer strokes with my pencil as I get towards the edge of the face. Then I'm constantly changing the direction to make sure that I'm moving with the direction of that fur. And I might go in with a little bit of red. Again, like we've done in some of the other tutorials, it's all about layering. So you want to put some different colours down. Nothing is ever one colour. You'll get some really nice effects if you layer up your pencils. So your reds, your yellows and your oranges will help you get that fur effect. Just going to do that quickly and then add a little bit more yellow, kind of go around the eyes. Now fox's eyes are that ochre colour like I've got here, so I'm going to put that in there. But if we haven't got that, don't need to panic, we can put in some yellow in the eye, and then really lightly go in with the brown. Get a very similar colour to that ochre-y colour. Again, long strokes where there's long fur, short strokes where the fur is much shorter. Okay, so for the tail, be lots of really nice long strokes, and also really overlap them loads. Hair never grows all in the same direction, so it's really important if you want it to make it look like it's really fluffy. You want to keep all moving in one direction, but some of it might kind of go overlap like that, some of it might overlap like that. And you might be wondering why I've asked you to get purple out as well. Well, purple works really nicely to give an idea of some shadows and darker colours over oranges and reds. So we're just going to put some purple colours through the bottom of the tail there, just to give an idea that it's kind of it's closer to the floor. Helps to create a bit of depth as well. So leaving this white face, there's just a little bit where he would be in contact. That's his sort of neck and his chin. Not sure what's happened there. So this one is where it gets a little bit more tricky, because I guess you're trying to work out which direction the hair's going. So this is his back leg. So the hair would be coming down, but it's still quite long, quite scruffy. There we go. And then we can just put some of our different colours through there as well. To make it look like a real red fox. So I like them to have a little bit more, just a little bit deeper colour around their eyes, like sort of. Just pressing a little bit harder with my pencil, give a bit more colour. Just going in with the dark brown, just around the tips of those ears. A little bit in the middle as well. You could put in a little bit of pencil, just using your grey pencil, just give them a little bit of shadow around those white bits. There's nothing's ever really white, is it? And we can just put a little bit of shadow in underneath as well. They're sitting on the ground. There is our orange fox. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hopefully it wasn't too tricky. Look forward to seeing all of your fox drawings. Bye!